What is going on YouTube? So this video is for anybody curious about how I started my journey. Maybe you wanted to start your own journey, or if any of this is even real. Well, I'll tell you what happened to me and what led me here, and I'll let you be the judge for yourself. Go. Okay, what is going on YouTube? What's going on? So I feel like I wanted to make this one in a more personal setting. I got my other phone here. It's like my old phone. And I actually use this phone to write most of my notes and videos on. And this one is a bit different. So this video is actually, I've been meaning to make it. I guess I'll start by explaining that I was raised Christian. But as I grew older, it didn't really stick. You know, I was always an opinionated person. I like to make my own decisions, and I didn't understand that just because my parents were something, it meant that I needed to be that thing too. So I kind of researched other religions, seeing what made sense to me, and eventually I just came to the understanding that that was a higher power in general. Whatever you want to call it, that's on you, don't matter. And so I actually talked to myself. I figured that if I'm talking to myself, it's possible for whatever creation or creator that made me would hear it. You know, I don't know. So I don't know, I guess that would be praying in a way. Oh well. It's funny though, because I say all that to say none of that actually stopped me from being pessimistic at all. And I was quite a stubborn person. I actually hated the phrase, everything happens for a reason. Like I hated that phrase. Like you basically couldn't tell me anything unless I guess I wanted you to. But I will actually be the first to admit, strange things actually started happening to me. Some quite strange things that I had no choice but to believe in something more, something possible. Basically, in a nutshell, what happened was the universe let me know that I wasn't. Now, how can the universe let one know that he isn't? Well, I guess you're gonna have to continue watching and find out. That was so corny. Basically, one day in November, I was basically talking to myself. I was just like, you know, if I'm not on the right path, put me on it because I'm ready. And be careful what you ask for real. Because I said that, but I had no idea if I was actually ready or not. I thought I was. So yeah. And I've always been like curious about everything, I guess. Certain things in the world to me, even since I was a kid, things just didn't make sense. I mean, it's petty stuff. Why do we wear clothes? I really don't like wearing clothes. Curse words. Who decided that this word was bad and this word was good? That make no sense to me. Those are just examples, but you get the gist, right? So now, I actually didn't share any of these thoughts out loud. I mean, I guess some of these thoughts, like with people like my parents or whatever, because I was just asking them questions and they'd eventually get mad that I'm asking them those type of questions. But I never searched it on the internet. One day, randomly, one of the questions that I was asking myself was on a YouTube thumbnail. It was weird as hell. It was really weird. So I chose to click that video and it actually answered my question. And then the more I was finding videos on my timeline that was just answering questions I asked myself in my head. And it was weird because it seemed convenient, real convenient. I was suddenly getting these answers and that led me to 3 different people. And one second. Okay, so that led me to Muji, Sadhguru, and Alan Watts. Magnificent people if you've never heard of them. I mean, YouTube video, easiest way. Helped me a lot, changed my actual life. I was listening to them for hours. It was pretty nice because where I was in my life took me out of a place where I kind of didn't want to be anymore. I actually did Sadhguru's inner engineering, like 7-day inner engineering. It's pretty dope. Not gonna lie, it actually opens your mind quite a bit to what you would actually think you know or think you know. But funny thing is Each of these men had a different way to say kind of much the same thing, right? Like their beliefs differed in like certain areas, but their messages really resonated with me. And yeah, they helped me to really get out of my generalized thinking. And they actually helped me quite a bit with my thinking for the next couple of months, because I did not know what I was actually in for. I actually kind of like the floor. It's pretty chill. Maybe I should do the video like this. No. But I guess I'll pick up in December of 2019. Everything in my life was, rather cool, stagnant, fine, normal-ish. I mean, I technically had no real problems, I guess. And I had actually convinced myself that I'd rather be content than happy or sad, because if I was content, then I knew that you couldn't have happiness without sadness. What is this? Oh, I guess exposed. I figured that you basically couldn't have happiness without sadness, so it made way more sense. Just be content, be in the middle, and expect both of them to happen, I guess. So I was working actually at FedEx at this time. I was going to the gym. Pay was fine. I actually thought that I had everything figured out. And the thing is, I actually used to think that I had everything figured out, so much in the sense that I actually used to debate people on happiness and what they actually believed in. Damn, that sounds so weird now that I say that, because I'd love to debate my former self. One of my favorite questions to ask people was, so it didn't matter what situation you were in, but if you were married or in a relationship for like an X amount of years. So time to be, we've been in this for a long time. So if you were married or in a relationship for X amount of years and you met your soulmate, what would you do? Now, people would obviously ask the question, well, how would you know? And then I would respond by saying, you would know. You have no choice but to know. And basically the reason behind this question was to actually challenge you and your belief and your thinking. So what the question does is it tells you, do you believe in what you were taught since you grew up? You should always work at your relationships and everything till the very end fight? Or do you actually believe that your life, or that people are actually, or should you believe in faith that this is actually possible? That's basically the point of it. So it challenges faith to your actual belief system. Moving on. Dang, this is kind of like, I'm getting used to this, like get a pump. Maybe I should switch arms or something. So one day, actually, it was weird. It was funny because I was still actually able to wake up, see everything around me, do the same exact things, go to work, go to the gym, play my game and everything. And I still felt out of place. Like I felt lost in my own life. You know how weird that is, to not know what is going on, to not know what are you actually doing, just to feel like, what the is going on over here? And the impactful feeling of it all was, I just felt like I needed something else. I needed something more. Like I wasn't actually doing enough. Like I wasn't doing as much as I knew I could. I was settling, if that makes sense. Yeah, it feels nice, like, vlogging like this, talking to the camera, even if people aren't actually watching or will watch. I don't know, it feels opening for me, so might start doing this more often. Picking up where we left off, I guess it was a no-brainer, and when I actually went straight into $3,000 in debt. Yeah, I actually did. This ad from YouTube got me into starting my own business, so it was weird because as soon as that, I felt like I needed more or something else. The YouTube ad thing came in like, hey, you want to start your own business? I was like, hell yeah, man. Who doesn't want to start their own business, right? And yeah, I took it. And now that I think about it now, it feels like one of those overnight infomercials. And got my boom, $3,000 in debt. Might not seem like a lot to you or some people who might actually end up watching this, but $3,000 in debt was a lot for me. For me, that was like pigs flying. Normally I would never do that. I would not do that. But instead, looking at it like that, I was actually shocked that I did, and also quite actually impressed with myself. All right, so along the next months, my life is as follows, and I do have to read this, unfortunately, because I don't want to miss a beat for you. So I quit my job, started my own business, struggled to find more clients, and now I'm putting that on me, and just been going into more debt. Damn, it's pretty tough. I guess that fixed it. Back to the video. What also has been happening in that time, during that negative sequence there, is I've been learning a lot about myself in a good way. It's been actually a pretty informative, depressive time, I guess, to some, depending on how you look at it. That's another thing I'm learning. It's all about how you look at that said situation that you are encountering. I actually did not know that I liked photography at all. And growing up, I always used to believe, or always thought that, dude, if I could make my life into a movie, that would be so cool. But I was too much of an introvert to even have a YouTube channel, so I would have never even known that making videos, editing videos would just make me feel like I'm in a movie. So it's a good way for me to express my creativity. The other day it was raining, and guess what? I actually have some clips of rain, so I'm gonna throw that on there. But yeah, I just chilled in the rain, right? I just chilled in it. How many of you can actually say that they just chilled in the rain just because? I'm 26, so it's considered childish now, right? It's been actually giving me some clarity to life and helping me to actually find peace, but also confidence to still share my own situation. So all my personal, like my insecurities and everything, is what it is. Just in the hopes that it can help somebody else. Because if I'm not sharing myself, everything about myself, then I'm lying to you in the sense that I'm showing you what I want you to see. And then I'm technically showing you what you should have, and that's not fair. Not everybody's like all turned up like, oh, you get what I'm saying. I do believe we are all connected. One of the things I learned most is that helping out people creates a greater feeling than money, and that sharing my experiences with people that could possibly relate, just to know what's going on, is like an easy first step for me to help. So I always wanted to know how I could make a difference. Like something always, you kind of feel like you want to make a difference. You just don't know how, and you don't want to kind of copy off people. In a sense, I guess. I think that's more of a pride thing though. But you kind of want to get your message out, but you just don't know how. And yeah, telling people about me is the first step. Kind of exposing myself, self-roasting Deiz. Maybe I should change that to the channel name, maybe. Oh, well, this is actually the ending, I guess. So I guess YouTube, the only reason why I'm actually on this channel is because I saw it in my meditation, and that could be my mind telling me, hey, you should have made a YouTube channel, which is possibly true, because I actually always wanted to make a channel. I just didn't know what the channel was supposed to be about. I'm 26, and I doubt you would want to be like Deiz the gamer, because I mean, I do still play video games to like help me out, but I didn't want to be just another video game channel. I didn't want to be just another whatever channel. I actually wanted to be able to talk to people, communicate with people in the best way possible, that I could get my message across, and for you to actually hear who I am as a person as well. So I guess this part of video making helps. If you stayed here to find out how the universe showed me I wasn't, I guess I have no choice but to tell you. So, the question I was asking people, the one where if you met your soulmate, what would you do? I will say now, before you try to tell me soulmates don't exist, cool. I'm not the same person that I was when all this happened in the first place. So I totally understand now that you actually choose who you will want to be with for the rest of your life. I can't explain to you the situation that would give you the mental image of what happened to me to make you believe what happened to me was real or not. I wouldn't be able to accurately explain it to you. How things happen that you just couldn't describe into words. This is why I'm saying words would actually limit the situation. If you don't believe me, that's totally fine too. But the punchline of it all and how the universe let me know that I wasn't I was the punchline of my own joke. I was the living embodiment of the butt of my own joke. How do you respond to that other than saying, all right, yep, I understand. Not cool. Once I realized what was going on, I basically dropped like damn near most of my negative belief situation. And I started to understand that basically when you are as stubborn as I am, you will not listen to words. You have to be shown in action. And I would have never actually understood or flipped to growth so fast if I wasn't shown in my face. That's how I look at the situation. I'm a better person now from it. So anyways, if you found that actually useful or any of that information actually useful, I would really appreciate you share it to people who might, could benefit off the information as well. You never know who you can actually help. And a lot of times in my life, I actually needed help, and I'm an introvert. So if I can't talk to my certain group of people, then I'm just not talking. Like and subscribe for more of my journey. I definitely appreciate you if you stayed around to the end of this video. Well, until next time, I'm Dez. This is my journey, and I'm out. Peace. I have been rambling, and I actually don't know how long this video is. Oof, I am so sorry if it is long, but not at the same time, because now we are like, making some kind of connection. I'm not behind the screen. It's not more or less rehearsed. It's like, hey, what's up? My name is Dez. How you doing?